Welcome to Storytime with Sirece.
Preview.
And now, let's all welcome your host, Sirece Thomas.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are here with another story time with Sirece this week. Of course, we are doing the Mother's Day edition because, of course, I am super excited to be here back with a special, extremely special guest of mine who has already been on Storytime with Sirece. It's my very own mother, Miss Donna Michelle Bass.
Hello, everyone out there. Such an honor to be back.
Such an honor to have you back, especially on the heels of Mother's Day. And we are just super excited to be before you today to just share some encouragement, some uplifting words, and just engage and connect with you. Moms, mother figures, women, nurturing women, because ladies, all right? Some of us are teachers, some of us are godparents, some of us are aunties. The list goes on when it comes to the definition of motherhood. To simply be able to pour into another child and to sacrifice your time, to offer your wisdom, all of it, all right? Now, my mother has about 30 plus years of motherhood over here. And I just got about 3 plus years. And one of the things we realized is some of the same principles still ring true, no matter how late or early you are into this thing called motherhood. So we're gonna go ahead and get straight to it. We are wishing you all a wonderful Mother's Day weekend with your families. If you're by yourself, put your feet up, all right? Sip on that apple juice and just enjoy yourself. Pour back into yourself. I know holidays for some people are just like a little, people are just like, but I do think it's a moment to remind yourself to remember certain things, to reflect on certain things, to rest, to rejoice. And that's where we're going with it. Those are our 3 words today: to rest, reflect, and rejoice. So, mommy, when I got pregnant and I had birth, that was one of the first things you taught me to take care of myself. It's like it went straight out the window, and you had to teach me how to rest. What are some ways, and not just physically, I learned because I was sleeping. I was sleeping when that baby was sleeping. And when them babies are first born, they're sleeping about 16 hours a day. So I remember my first 2 months, I said, oh, this is easy. I can sleep. But mentally, emotionally, I was at an unrest. So, what are some things that you would advise to women out there that are just uneasy mentally and emotionally during this time as we celebrate Mother's Day?
Well, when you become a mother, you take on the responsibility of a whole another individual, and you really have to find that place in yourself where you could trust yourself. You have to learn to trust yourself. Of course, it doesn't come with a book, and we're not ready made mothers, but you have to learn how to trust yourself. Trust some instinct, trust what's occurring inside of you, trust what you feel and see and taste and touch emotionally when it comes to your child, common sense things. Of course, you want to consult a pediatrician or whomever when it comes to newborns, and this is just for newborns, but trust your instinct. Don't be afraid to ask others who've gone through the experience. So, and surround yourself with like minded people, like mothers, that have the experience of rearing children. And I want to add, since it's Nurses Week and
Hey.
Teachers Week, nurses are also a type of nurturing mother.
Yes.
Teachers are also the type of nurturing mother. So, kudos to everyone in those positions and other positions that come in contact with children every day. And, and help with being part of that community to raise the child. So it's funny, you said 30 plus, it is 40 plus years because I was a nurse, pediatric nurse, my entire life. So I started working with children way before I had kids.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. And you were able to really interact with them before you had children of your own. So even learning how to take that mental rest and that emotional rest, because you work with children, you also work with challenged children. And so I know you needed an emotional rest and I know you needed a mental rest. And for our teachers, yes, it is Staff Teacher Appreciation Week. How wonderful that it's right on the heels of Mother's Day, because teachers as children, those are like our first mothers right there that we put our trust in as young children. Teachers, nurses, Nurse Appreciation Week. We parents put our trust in the teachers, in the nurses. Okay, so that's when it comes to motherhood, it's a well-rounded thing there. And it's so important that you find those things that allow you to mentally rest and to emotionally rest. And like my mother said, just kind of allow yourself to shift the responsibility sometimes. Find the people in your life that can help, because women, we don't ask for help. We just kind of do it all and we don't stop to say, you know what, I need some rest. And what will really help that is if I'm able to shift the responsibility or share the responsibility in certain areas, even if it's just for a time being,
That's
right?
right. Yes.
That's huge, because I know when we're overthinking, it's because the responsibilities are piling up and they're overflowing.
Right. And you get in that gear of going 100 miles per hour as a mother, or a mentor, and you have to take the time, take care of yourself, like you had mentioned.
Yep.
Exercise, eat right, get enough sleep. Those are the things that will recharge and re energize you, keep you refresh and help you to reset. Take a vacation, even if for 2 days or 3 days or a week.
Even if it's just driving somewhere.
Walking, things that, are relaxing and are comforting and just give you that serenity, peace. Meditation, spending time in your word, and just being able to do breathing exercises sometimes. You do great breathing exercises.
I just love to pause. Daniel used to make fun of me because when we walk and we go up there by pool number 2, we sit on that in that little area, and I say, just meditate, even if it's just 10 seconds. And now he'll say, okay, I kind of like it. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. Come on. If you're watching with me right now and you are a part of that motherhood, which many of you are, mother figure, woman, teacher, nurse, auntie, godmother, breathe with us. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. One more time. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I feel that.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
What do we take? 10 seconds, man?
That's it.
We're out of here now.
See
Nap
you later.
time.
Go lay down now.
Sometimes you just need to find a quiet space. Go outside. Go in a closet. Go down the block. Sit in your car if you can't find a quiet space within, and breathe. Get your rest mentally, get your rest emotionally. And for us as believers, the number one thing is make sure that you are staying in the word, that you are staying in prayer. Don't underestimate the rest and the peace that God will bring to you through the Holy Spirit by reading his word and staying in prayer.
Amen. And also music.
Ooh,
music,
yes,
will calm you and relax you.
Yes, it will.
Get that music, not the kind that, it's going to make you want to jump and
Yeah.
shout, but the kind that just takes you to a place of inner peace, serenity, relaxation.
I love it.
Just get that music, sit back,
Get
and
that
lay back.
music.
And sometimes white noise or sounds of the ocean, or rain, so many different apps where you can utilize just to put you in that quiet, relaxing space, and you could unwind and just kind of clear your head. So, yeah.
I love that. The next thing we talked about is reflecting. As a mother, I see myself doing that even with just a 3-year-old. I look back and I'm just like, oh my goodness, where has the time gone, right? And this season, like many holidays, is sometimes tough. My mother was very transparent in one of my first story times with Sirece about, losing her mother, my sugar lump, my Nana. She just celebrated her heavenly birthday on May 5th. And a reflection for a lot. I actually see a lot of posts around this time. You'd be surprised how many people, my husband, are missing their moms as we are on the heels of Mother's Day. You can call holidays this and that, but they still bring up the emotions. How people say, oh, Mother's Day is every day, Father's Day is every day. Yes, but these milestones throughout the year, they force us to pay a larger attention to what's going on and what's going on with us. So how do you reflect, when you are also still grieving a little bit, and you're thinking about, maybe some of you have had 10 Mother's Days. Some of you, this is your first Mother's Day without your own mother. What is that like? What would you encourage other everyone, women, men, young girls, young boys that are struggling on the heels of this holiday?
Well, I have the blessing of having grandchildren, so that's one of my ways of reflecting. And I
Mm.
look at my grandchildren, and you love them, and you love your children, but you are able to kind of relive some of those moments, and it helps you to reflect back on, well, how was I a mom? How did I do, as a mom? And then I watch my daughter-in-law and my son and my son-in-law, doing their, thing with the children.
Well, you're
So
saying I was the favorite child.
I was.
Oh, I just thought I
So,
heard. I thought I heard you say that. I'm sorry, Freddie.
so I reflect on, how did I do and the things I did and what
Mm.
they're doing differently. Of course, I always put my 2 cents in because I did this, done
Two
that
times
already.
two times two, but we use it. We use it. Okay, we use
So I
it.
reflect on that, as far as, and believe it or not, it's an ongoing process. I'm still learning from my
Mm.
daughter. Now she's a grown daughter, and I have grandchildren. So, how am I doing with them? What do I need to tweak with that? How am I to be considerate? How can I be loving? How do I love them now at this stage? As far as my mom, it was beautiful that I was blessed enough to have the type of mom she was. Great mom, very loving, very smart, took very good care of all of us. So I was blessed in that area. So when I reflect on her, I think of all the awesome and wonderful times
Mm.
that I have had the opportunity to be with her, to share, and just the way she raised me. And I understand everybody doesn't have that. They may not have had a great
Yeah.
relationship with their mom, but still, you could reflect on the points in your life where you did rejoice and you did do well, and how did you turn out as a being, when you go into lives of others,
Mm.
you could change that pattern, and love others in the way that God has, chosen you to love others as a mentor, as a mom figure. So that's how I reflect.
I love that, because basically what you're saying is you focus on what you have now, right? So you know that you have lost your mother, but you've gained grandchildren, which is a new phase in life, and she's been blessed to be in the lives of even those, your children and your children's children.
Mm-hmm.
So that is so awesome to remember what you have now. Remember who you have now. And then when you begin to reflect on who you may have lost, to really think about the memories and the good times. Now, don't hold yourself up. Didn't say don't cry, didn't say you're not going to be sad, but also doing things to commemorate them in a positive way for them and for you. It doesn't help anyone and those around you if you just decide to allow yourself to just go down this, spiral of sad, sad, sad thoughts. It's okay to be there and grieve and be sad for a time, but also allow yourself to connect the positive times to that. Why are we sad? Because we love them, because we had great memories, because they invested in us, because now today you can continue to represent them as you move on. So we encourage you, if you're missing your mama in this upcoming Mother's Day holiday, first of all, just know that she's with you. She's smiling down, and even more importantly, that God's peace and his comfort is right there. He is close to the brokenhearted. It's okay to have a broken heart, but just don't stay there, right? Begin to think about the things that they have blessed your life with. And as we close this story time with Sirece, that leads to rejoice. We talked about rest, reflect, and rejoice. It is so important for all of you out there, mothers, teachers, nurses, aunties, godparents. You are so valuable, more than you know. Even the babysitters, all right?
That's
Y'all
right.
already know. Okay, you are so valuable. And I need you to rejoice in who you are, that God has chosen you to invest in, even if it's just one. You may never see the impact of those lives of children that you have touched, even the ones in your family. As they get older, you never know. There are things that I remember from my teachers, my mentors, my aunties, nuggets of wisdom that they said to me long, long, long ago that they would probably say to me, I don't even remember saying that to you. So, what are some ways that you like to rejoice as a mother on the heels of Mother's Day?
Well, the other thing is that when you have children, many or much of the time, it's not just your children, you get their friends. So you get other children.
True.
You mentor other children, and like you said, my nieces, my nephews. So you have a community of all these other young people, next generations coming up. So you have to rejoice in just being in their lives and be able to pour into their lives the best way you can. So I rejoice in that. I rejoice when I see them do well. I rejoice when I see them succeed. I rejoice when they bounce back from a struggle. So I rejoice if I've had any part of that in helping them, to succeed, to push through, to come through, have a dream accomplished. That's where I rejoice. I'm so proud of so many of my kids' friends, my nieces, my nephews. Oh my gosh, I just, I love them all. I'm just that kind of person. But, so I rejoice in that. I rejoice in having the opportunity to be called to motherhood. I rejoice in the hundreds of thousands of kids that I've taken care of as a nurse, as a pediatric nurse.
Wow.
Over the 40-something years. I rejoice in that, the little smiles, the little accomplishments and them getting well, So there's so much to rejoice just to seeing people go on, live their lives successfully,
Wow.
and just going forward, keep pushing through. So I rejoice in all of that, and the best for me, one of the best things is just firsthand seeing motherhood through my children. Look at this mother. My daughter is a mother. My daughter-in-law is a mother. Just seeing them as mothers, and I'm sitting back smiling, because I could cheat and give them candy and treat them, even though. So now they're the ones setting the limits and the boundaries. And I'm like,
how the tables have turned.
I've earned the right to spoil, so that's a blessing. So I rejoice in all of that.
What it sounds like you're saying is you need to and you're allowed to give yourself a pat on the back, okay? And I think that as women, we just don't big up ourselves. Sometimes we wait for other people to do that, but sometimes you got to go make your reward and accept it at the same time, because it just is what it is. You can't wait for, that to happen. You have to be able to take some time and reflect. You made me think about all the youth I've been blessed to come in their lives. I haven't been able to keep in touch and see them and see where they go, but I am blessed for the moments that I've had with so many youth,
You have, yes.
And you made me think about that just as a nurse and as teachers, as guidance counselors,
ministry,
the list goes on. Motherhood is not just a birth and blood right. It is how God has given you the opportunity to pour into, and you need to rejoice by simply patting yourself on the back. So in the beginning of this story time, we did a meditation, and now we're going to end with another activity. I want you to think of a time where you poured into, even if it was just one child, and then start to think about the next child and the next child. And I want you to take your hand and I want you to pat yourself on the back. Come on. You too,
and
mommy.
Then, as a mother, I am blessed to be able to pat this mother right here.
Oh, and as a daughter, I am blessed to be able to, let me tell you, these pats are just going to go round and round. So that's what we want you to do. Honor yourself and honor the other mothers in your life.
Yes.
Rest your mind,
Yes.
rest those emotions. If you are having an emotional time, you need to pause. You gotta pause. You gotta breathe. Rewind this video and join us in that meditation. You've got to reflect. Be able to look at what you have, who you have. Don't get so sad that you miss the love that is currently around you, the people that are loving on you right now. And remember those that have gone on, especially our mothers that have gone on. Remember them in the most positive ways, and then rejoice. Pat yourself on the back, okay? And don't forget that as you're patting yourself on the back, allow others to pat yourself. I struggle with that too. Some people can't take compliments. Just allow it to happen. That's sometimes why birthdays and holidays come around, because you won't let it happen any other time unless it's your birthday or unless it's Mother's Day, and fathers, we got one coming for you. All right. But we just want to say thank you. Thank you, mommy, so much for being on this story time. And we say happy Mother's Day. We appreciate and love you guys beyond. Hi, Burnett. Thank you so much for joining. Bridget, thank you so much for joining. Absolutely right. We try to be transparent here. We try to have a good time here on Storytime with Sirece. And we just want you guys to, again, enjoy yourselves, pat yourselves on the back. Don't forget to meditate. Don't forget to rest, reflect, and rejoice. Happy Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Happy Mother's Day.
See you soon.